We have always taken pride in the idea that agriculture is humanity's greatest invention. About 12,000 years ago, planting the first seeds and domesticating crops lifted our ancestors out of the age of hunting and gathering. It laid the first brick for every modern civilization. We see ourselves as the pioneers. But the truth is, we came late. Right beneath your feet, or deep within the tropical rainforests, there is an underground empire that had already been running massive farms, long before humans even knew seeds existed. 50 million years. That is how long leafcutter ants have been practicing agriculture. When our ancestors had not yet appeared on Earth, these tiny creatures had already built a complex farming system. It all began with the simple act of cutting pieces of leaves. But from that, they created a kind of agriculture so intelligent, so organized, and so astonishingly grand that it almost defies belief. From planting, to tending, to protecting their crops, they do it all like skilled workers, with remarkable precision and with a kind of science behind every step. So is the way we humans farm truly superior to theirs? Let's find out, to understand the greatness of this system. First, we have to clear up a classic misconception. When we see lines of ants tirelessly carrying pieces of leaves back to the nest, most of us assume they are storing food. But no, leafcutter ants do not eat leaves at all. In fact, if they tried to swallow those pieces of leaves, they would not be able to digest them. That is because leaves contain a great deal of cellulose with a complex structure, along with defensive compounds produced by the plants themselves. The ant's digestive system does not have the mechanism to break down these components. So, why do they spend day and night tirelessly carrying all those leaf fragments back to the nest? The answer is to create a growing bed for fungus. That's right. They bring the leaves back, cut them into tiny pieces with their jaws, then mix them with saliva and special enzymes, creating a nutrient-rich biomass. And the only purpose of this layer of plant material is to feed another organism, a specialized fungus, belonging to the family Leafcutter. This is an obligate mutualistic relationship. This fungus has evolved to the point where it cannot survive on its own in nature without the ant's care. And in return, the entire ant colony, from the queen to the smallest larvae, depends on a single food source from the fungus garden. As the fungus absorbs the leaf fragments, it grows and produces special structures, rich in protein, called gongylidae. This is the true food source that sustains the entire ant colony. A tiny creature has learned how to turn leaves it cannot eat into a rich source of nutrition by working through a third organism. However, maintaining a fungus garden underground, in a place with high humidity, is a major challenge. Fungus can easily rot or be attacked by fungal parasites. To keep their life source from being destroyed, these ants have been forced to adopt strict methods of disease control. To run an underground farm, these ants organize an incredibly strict production line. Each individual is born with a specific role, determined by the size of its body. The largest ants are responsible for cutting and carrying leaves. Medium-sized ants chop the leaves into smaller pieces and prepare the growing bed. And the smallest ants, some incredibly tiny, only about 1 millimeter long, stay deep inside the nest to care for and cultivate the fungus. The greatest threat to this farm is a harmful parasitic fungus with the scientific name Escovopsis. If this toxic fungus invades, the colony's entire food supply can be completely destroyed. But millions of years ago, leafcutter ants invented their own form of crop protection. On their bodies, they cultivate a special layer of bacteria. These bacteria produce powerful antibiotics that help target and kill the parasitic fungus. This system works with astonishing efficiency. They were using antibiotics to protect their crops millions of years before humans discovered penicillin. And they do not just have pest control. They also have an advanced waste management system. In the deepest layers underground, the ants dig specialized garbage chambers to completely isolate rotting leaves and damaged fungus. This dangerous job is given to the oldest ants in the colony. Once they enter the waste chambers, these ants are completely isolated. They are not allowed to return to the main garden, preventing disease from spreading back into the community. It is a strict, closed, and remarkably complete system of disease control. Clearly, the agricultural technology of these ants goes far beyond what we would ever expect from an insect. The underground farming network of leafcutter ants is a true architectural wonder. A mature colony can spread across a surface area of up to 80 square meters and dig as deep as 6 meters underground. Within that enormous space, around 7 million individuals live together and operate the farm in perfect rhythm. The internal structure of the nest is divided into thousands of specialized chambers, each with a clear scientific function. The fungus chambers are placed in the center, where temperature and humidity are ideal. The queen's chamber and the nurseries for the larvae are heavily protected in safe, deeper layers. Meanwhile, the toxic waste disposal areas, as mentioned earlier, are positioned with extreme precision so they do not affect the central zone in any way. This entire system of chambers is connected by engineered ventilation tunnels. They can automatically regulate airflow, continuously pushing carbon dioxide out and drawing oxygen in. This precise approach to space management and environmental control allows the underground farm to remain stable, no matter what the weather is like above ground. So, did leafcutter ants truly invent agriculture before humans? The scientific answer is absolutely yes. Long before our ancestors even appeared, these tiny creatures were already running fully functioning farms beneath the earth. 50 million years of history stands as proof of their extraordinary success. The agricultural system of leafcutter ants does not degrade the environment. On the contrary, it enriches the entire ecosystem around it. When we look at an ant colony, we are not just seeing tiny insects. We are looking at an advanced social structure that has survived every brutal test of evolution. Humans are not the only ones who know how to conquer nature. We are simply late students, still trying to learn how to run the world sustainably from lessons the ants wrote tens of millions of years before us. So, given the choice, which leafcutter ant technology do you find the most astonishing? Their system for producing biological pesticides, or their strict disease isolation process? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy fascinating science stories like this, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you do not miss the next journey of discovery. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.